Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City and the home of NASCAR. Less than 20 miles outside the city is where Charlotte Motor Speedway sits, where tonight we're on the Legends Oval for what's expected to be a great, fast-paced race. Hello everyone, I'm Brandon Edstrom up here in the booth with our producer DJ Lyon in the Ballin TV production truck. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the first race of the FR8 Racing SpeedU Race for a Fried contest. Over the course of the next few months, kids from the ages of 13 to 18 will be competing for a chance at a fully funded Legends ride for the spring race of 2026 during NASCAR weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. Before we get into tonight's action, we want to thank the partners that are putting this all together. Speed University. SpeedU is a fully online experience with high-quality academic instruction using standard-based curriculum and a flexible program designed specifically for professional youth racers. Students can enjoy online classes led by qualified and engaging teachers, as well as a personal interaction and instruction by SpeedU staff. FR8 Racing. FR8 Racing is Georgia's powerhouse late model team that combines southern grit with high-speed precision. We are dedicated to creating opportunities for young, talented drivers in the world of short track racing. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's make sure to drop a like and a sub if you want to see more content put out by Ballin TV. Now, the schedule is going to be a wild one. We are here right now, March 9th, all the way until October, so it will be a long one. First of all, we have the Charlotte Legends Oval here tonight, which will be 40 laps. LA Coliseum, the 23rd, and then we jump into April, the 6th, which will be Atlanta, and then we start to see the schedule start to repeat. But then the Great 8 Series. All you have to do is make the top 8 in points, and this is where things get interesting. We switch cars and we switch tracks every single week, all coming down to the Atlanta Legends Oval, where the winner of the whole thing will be racing in spring of 2026. 40 laps here tonight at Charlotte, but we didn't just qualify to get here to tonight's starting grid, which we will have to you shortly. We have two heat races currently, top 6 making the feature, then all who didn't make the feature will go to the B main, where the top 12 from the B main will make the feature for a whole 24 car field for tonight's action. As we're looking here, Charlotte Motor Speedway, that little circle right in the middle is where we will be racing tonight, not the whole track. If we were racing the whole track, these Legends cars would be topping out, and boy, what a time that would be. For the B main drivers who did not make the feature, they will still receive points from 25th place and on back, so no worries. Even if they do not make the feature, they will still earn points, so you will see names come and go down the line. Another point I want to bring up is a 13 incident limit. Every time you spin a car out, you get a 4X. Every time you hit the grass, you get a 1X. Every time you self-spin, you get a 2X. 13 incident points will be the limit, and you will automatically be DQ'd. Every time that you cause a wreck and another driver is involved, both of those drivers will be given an EOL. However, the driver that caused it will have a mark against them. 3 strikes, and you are out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in again. We still have a lot of time here before we get going. We are in the B main right now, and we will let you guys know the results of Heat 2 in just a moment. All right, as we're looking at right here, this was the Heat 2 results. Bentley Thompson, P1. Travis Kremborg, 3/10 behind him in P2. Carson Sherman, Wyatt Youngblood, Chevy Romani, and Jackson Burnett round out the drivers that will make the field tonight. However, everybody that finished on behind them all the way down to 17th all have a chance to get in via the B main. Matter of fact, the B main is out on the track right now. Top 12 from this race. But first, we're going to look back at the Heat 1 results, which were posted in chat. Chase L. Pierce takes it home, followed by Brody Gunter, Axel Smith, Cameron Ladeau, Jacob C. Clayton, and Billy Snodgrass rounding out the top 6 that get to the field all the way down through 17th. Beyond 6 will still have a chance here tonight to make the field. 40 laps is the feature race here tonight. 24 laps is this B main. We're looking in on the B main right now. 21 laps to go. We apologize for coming in a little late. Had some technical difficulties in the first server, but the boys and Alex Coffey and everybody that put this on, Race Control, got another session up quick. The 33 machine of AJ Nichols leads right now, followed by Everett Larson, Lucas McFall, Aiden Slick, Tom, and Cole Bennett rounding out the top 5 as we have a car spinning in the back. Never mind, we're still going to go green this time. Pace car drops off, and here we go. All restarts are on green, and we're waiting for the green to come out, and there it is. Green flag here once again in the B main, side by side for P2. Now this is going to be important. You want to stay inside the top 12, but the closer you are to the front, the closer you will start in the feature, as we see side by side lockup from the 901 of Lucas McFall. And we have a caution out on the track once again. 19 laps to go. We'll get you a Ballin TV replay of exactly what happened. Car spun in the back of the pack. And one thing you want to keep in mind is that unfortunately, you only get so many incidents, even if it's only a spin. So we're taking a look at a replay right now. Looks like the 7 car got punted by that 15 who drove it in a little too deep, and unfortunately the 8 and the 56 get involved. And that's just what happens in these race cars. You drive in too deep, you're going to lose all credibility in those rear tires, and it's just going to chatter all the way through the center of the corner. But thank you everybody for tuning in so far. Lots of people in chat. Go Everett, let's go AJ. 63 people watching. Thank you all for tuning in. If everybody could subscribe and give a like. Here on Ballin TV is where you're going to see all the coverage of this series from start to finish. We're not going anywhere. 17 laps to go here in the B main. AJ Nichols, who has run the fastest lap, still leading out front. We are on board with him right now under caution. And man, these cars are a lot of fun. Small, powerful cars that are raced all over the US. We have them up here in New England. I know that they're very big in the South. And man, these cars can have some power. And with power, these cars are very easy to spin. It's not hard to lose the rear end in these things. And a reminder, everybody in this race, 13 to 18 years old, all battling for a chance for a fully funded ride in the spring of 2026 NASCAR weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. And some of these kids would absolutely kill for an opportunity to be in a Legends car. I know when I was younger, I'm 27 now, I always wish I could be in a race car, but we never had the money to do so. So an opportunity like this could bring a young race car driver whose family maybe can't afford just how expensive racing has gotten and show them their real talents in a real car and real equipment. The pace car will pull off once again. Here we go. Restarts are on green, so we have to wait for the leader to take the green flag. And here it is. Green flag is back out. The 33 of AJ Nichols gets a huge jump as we dive down into turn 1. And turn 1's tricky. You can see that the front stretch is banked, but then it goes flat. The rest of the track is flat except for the front straightaway. And the 33 seems to have that down packed. The 07 gets a bump. And here we go. Caution out again. 14 laps to go. We'll get you a replay as soon as possible. We want to thank all of our other partners as well for coming on board. But we really do need to thank FR8 and SpeedU for providing this opportunity for all these young drivers. And a little bit of a deeper dive into SpeedU. SpeedU, we'll take a look at this replay first. See what happens. See a few cars blinking in the back. Yeah, it just seems like internet connection issues, and then coming off the corner, the 6 gets involved. And that can be frustrating as a driver, as a young man, all of that stuff. It don't matter how old you are in iRacing. When someone disappears off your screen from a connection issue and comes on and then makes contact with you, we all understand how frustrating that can be. But back to SpeedU, it is honestly a very cheap alternative for homeschooling for drivers who don't want to miss school. SpeedU is a low-cost, accredited school, hands-on, a bunch of good things. There are kids that travel from Charlotte to Las Vegas for legend races and do not miss a day of school. So if you and your child are a full-time racer or a full-time racing family and you just find it hard to get them to school during the week because of travel, you can go to SpeedU's website where they have inquiry forms where you can get all sorts of information, learn about the curriculum, learn about the kids that attend SpeedU, and all beyond that. So thank you everybody for tuning in once again. Thank you SpeedU. Thank you FR8. Most importantly, thank you to my producer DJ for giving me this opportunity to be here tonight. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to call a race on your own, but with these races being rather shorter, we decided to go with a one-man crew. So I hope and pray that all of you do not get sick of me, because we'll be here until October. So 10 laps to go here in the B main. Now we're lining up with 1 lap to go. The 33 of AJ Nichols has led every single lap so far, and I do not believe that he plans on giving up that lead. Will it come to push and shove? These kids are all fighting for an opportunity, but if you're up front, the top 12 make it. I wouldn't want to risk it. Coming back to the restart zone, green flag is out. And that 501 machine on the outside, or the 901, excuse me, gets a crazy push on the outside, does not have the advantage. The 33 of Nichols still in tow, and then there's another car behind him and Everett Larson. 3 wide in the back of the pack. Cars get turned upside down. And here we go again. Another caution with 9 laps to go. Only 5 minutes remaining in the B main session, so if we keep having cautions, we might not be able to finish the session out. Taking a look at a Ballin TV replay to see what happened. Cars got a better start than the cars in front of them. You can see the 81 machine, 8, the 91, all 3 wide, coming up off the corner. And as wide this back straightaway is, I'm surprised that something like that can happen. Seems like a small mistake from the 96 machine, and unfortunately chaos ensued. But that's all right. These are all young kids. Brandon, don't forget to mention my friend Jacob Burns, who is Legend Car Champ this last year. Absolutely, Jacob Burns. Absolutely legendary Legend Car racer who races all over the state of Massachusetts. Young kid on iRacing, races modifieds, late models, and Legend Cars all over the state of Massachusetts. Has won multiple championships. Absolute legend he is. And that's the kind of opportunities that SpeedU and FR8 are looking to give a driver. I mean, when you're down at Atlanta, Georgia in 2026, the spring weekend of NASCAR, all eyes will be on these kids as they race in these legend cars. And if all of a sudden a name that no one has ever heard of can come out of nowhere and put on an absolute show, there will be phone calls. I can guarantee that. These scouts, these teams, they know talent when they see them. So good on everybody to get this event orchestrated for these young gentlemen. So we have 6 laps to go. Hopefully we're going to be coming to 1 lap to go here so we can get this B main underway. Or excuse me, the feature underway. And looking at the hard charger, Chandler Golleman up 15 spots from the start of the race. The 11 car of Connor Robinson, he's up 11. Ethan Hicken up 8. Broughton Bodewright up 6. And Brian Glover up 5. But it doesn't matter. If you're not in that top 12, you're not making the feature. And as of right now, the last car to make it in, oh boy, it's 4 laps down. But that's all right. Here we go. Green flag is back out. Side by side as they go down into turn 2. Big shot from the 48 to the back of that car. Now he's going to lose spots. He's doing everything he can. Big block down the back straightaway by the 42. And those are the moves that we were talking about earlier on. As there's a spinner off of turn 4, caution will come out. But that 42 machine, aggressive move from Aiden Slidham. He went in there deep into turn 1 and tried a big old block down the back straightaway. Almost did not work out. Taking a look at the replay here for the cause of the caution. It was not because of the 42, but however was because, rather, the 51 machine coming up out of turn 4, back onto that banking, just gets loose and spins it around. Georgia Bulldogs number 51, but that's all right. Self-spins happen in the big leagues too. We do it all the time. Now we only have a few cars retired from this race. 17th through 22nd. Last car that would make it in right now would be the 56 of Brian Glover. And we only have 3 minutes left in the consolation, so hopefully we can get this race back going. We only have about 2 laps to go. And our leader, AJ Nichols, won a Legends race in real life last night. So good on him. coming out here, putting in absolute work. AJ won a legend car race last night. That's really cool. Burt Myers was talking to him about it. Awesome. That's awesome. We love to see the up and coming. I mean, you never know. Any of these kids' names could be in NASCAR later on in their career, World of Outlaws, anything. They could be anywhere. Cars, the Cars Tour. Love to see it. 70 degrees outside, 106 degree track temperature, partly cloudy. 8 miles an hour to the north is the wind. 68% humidity at 1:34 p.m. in sim time. 6:18 p.m. here on the East Coast for everybody watching. Thank you again. I'm Brandon Edstrom, and in the Ballin TV production truck just parked outside of Turn 4. You'll be able to see it. It's all sorts of neon colors, is DJ Lion. All right. Unlimited attempt at a green-white checkered for the B main, and then we'll be jumping into the feature. Gotta wait for the green flag to come out. And here we go. AJ Nichols gets an amazing start in the restart zone. Can they make it back to the white flag clean? 3 wide behind them between the 48 of Sean Lucas and Cole Bennett. And then they get it all figured out. Here comes AJ Nichols into turn 3 and 4 to the second. The last time, white flag is out here in the B main. AJ Nichols, who won a real-life Legends car race last night, just set the fastest lap coming down the back straightaway into turn 3 for the final time. AJ Nichols will be the first to advance into the main, followed by Sean Hilkowitz, Lucas McFall, Chandler Galliman, Everett Larson. All these boys will be in the top 12 will make it into the feature for a 24-car feature, 40 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But as of right now, we will get you your starting grid when it comes time. We have a 5-minute warm-up, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back for Ballin TV's coverage of the FR8 SpeedU Drive for a Ride. Thanks, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
If you really want to improve your driving technique, you cannot just ask someone to tell you when to brake or when to turn. You have to learn how the car wants you to drive it. You have to learn car handling techniques, and that's where I excel at. The Motor Racing Checklist is the work of my life, currently with 2,000 drivers registered, and here's the thing, if you don't improve in 30 days, you get your money back. So give it a try. If you have any questions, just send me a message. I'm always available to answering these questions. This course is made for high-level drivers. If you're a beginner, you're gonna use it for a long time because all these concepts will help you right away, but the more you improve, the more you understand them, and then you're able to squeeze every concept to the limit, and you're gonna gain precision to be able to apply them in a very subtle way that most people don't even notice a difference in your driving. But those are the small things that make you improve a tenth per corner, and then if you just add up those tenths, you realize you're 1 second faster than everyone else. Give it a try. If you have any question, just send me a message.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Makoni.
With the launch of Makoni Entertainment and Makoni Competizone alongside Makoni Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MakoniSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everybody, to Charlotte Motor Speedway for Ballin TV's coverage of the FR8 SpeedU Race for a Ride contest. We are looking at the results of the B main after 28 laps. AJ Nichols takes it home 0.2 of a second over Sean Hilkowicz, with Lucas McFall in P3, Chanier Galliman, and Everett Larson will round out the top 5, and then the rest of the cars that make the race are Aiden Slightom, Cole Bennett, Jonathan Weaver, Edison Carter, Ty Dorn rounding out the top 10. And in 11th and 12th, Lucas Hayes and Ethan Hicken. And then everybody below them, 13th to 20th, Brian Glover, Connor Robinson, John Engel, Broughton Boatwright, Freddie Baznez, Grayson Singleton, Chase Hart, Evan Johnson, all who unfortunately will not be able to make tonight's race, but will still receive points at the end of the night. So if you see a name that didn't make it this week, they could be a name that could make it next week. You're looking live in on warm-ups. This will be the feature. So we're looking at the number 5 of Travis Kremborg, ex-kart champion on Long Island. He's looking for an opportunity to get back into a ride. We have a lot of beautiful backstories for these young gentlemen who are looking to make a name for themselves and maybe show off themselves to a few NASCAR teams or anybody else that might be at Atlanta Motor Speedway in spring of 2026. And you can just see how tight these confines are. The front straightaway is no joke. It's banked, so you can see right here coming up off of 4, they're going to come back onto the banking, and then going down into turn 1, you're going to come off that banking, and it's just so difficult to get the car stopped, rotate through the center, because it's all flat and too much power that baby could come around. So let's go over tonight's starting grid here for the race at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the FR8 Racing SpeedU Race for a Ride contest. All right, and here we go. Sorry, everybody, just had to wait for the session to switch over for a warm-up to the feature. Starting P1, that 17 machine, he dominated the first heat. Chase L. Pierce to his outside, the number 22 of Bentley Thompson. Starting P3 and P4, tonight's action in row number 2, Brody Gunter on the inside, and to his outside, Travis Kremborg. Starting in row 3, starting in P5 on that inside will be the 97 of Axel Smith, to his outside, Carson Sherman. Starting P7 and P8, Cameron Ladeau and Wyatt Youngblood in that 37 machine. Rounding out your top 10 will be the 77 of Jacob C. Clayton and Chevy Romany. 11 and 12, that's going to be Billy Snodgrass and Jackson Burnett. Starting on the inside, that number 33 of AJ Nichols, you just saw him win the B main, to his outside, Sean Hilkowicz in that 48 machine. And the number 901, Lucas McFall, and to his outside, Chandler Gallman. 17th and 18th, Everett Larson in that 07 machine. And the man who had a big block down the back straightaway, that's going to be the 42 of Aiden Slightom. Cole Bennett in that 24, starting 19th with the 101 of Jonathan Weaver to his outside. Edison Carter starting 21st. Ty Dorn starting 22nd, and rounding out the field, the last 2 cars that made it, the 15 of Lucas Hayes and the 51 of Ethan Hicken. That's going to be your starting lineup here tonight. 40 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Legends Oval lights on the pace car are off. We're 2 by 2, and this is going to be a fun one. 24 drivers, an opportunity for a paid race in a Legends car in the spring of 2026 of NASCAR weekend. The pace car is off, and let's send them off right. Coming off of turn 4, gonna take the green flag. Here we go for the FR8 SpeedU. Oh man, we already got big trouble in the back, but we keep it green, never mind. Oh, and then there's the big trouble. Already cars not checking up. I think that's our leader, the 17 machine. Oh boy, we'll have to take a look at what happened. Looking at a Ballin TV replay. So this is right before the restart, going into turn 3. Gets the car wound up. Coming out of turn 4 to take the green. Down the front straightaway. Going into turn 1. Oh, and the 17 just sends it in, taking out the 22 in the process. And that should mean new leader, the 5 car of Travis Kremborg. He was able to get by on the outside. Brody Gunter got through it. Carson Sherman got through it. The 97 of Axel Smith. Wow. What a way to start it off so far. So we're looking at the 5 machine. Travis Kremborg, 17 years old. The Southampton, Long Island. Brody Gunther, Carson Sherman, Alex Smith, Wyatt Youngblood. All these guys have a really, really, really good chance to do everything that they can to get this ride. Everybody wants it. We know they do. If we had opportunities like this when I was younger, I know for a fact that everybody would be chomping at the bits. All right, 24 cars. Everybody's still on the lead lap. Chase L. Pierce, who started P1, now scored back in 23rd. Bentley Thompson in the 22, who's also involved. He's going to be scored P21. So like we said before, doesn't matter if both cars are involved in the wreck. They will both receive an EOL to go to the back of the line. And that means next guy up. Lights on the pace car should be off this time. Got Travis Kremborg, Brody Gunther, Carson Sherman, Axel Smith, Wyatt Youngblood rounding out the top 5. Then you got Cameron Ladeau, Chevy Romney, Jacob C. Clayton, Jackson Burnett, and Billy Snodgrass rounding out the top 10. And all these boys want to do is win the race. The more points you have, the more points the better. The top 8 will make it into the race for 8. As the pace car peels off, going into turn 3 and 4 once again. Coming out of turn 4, green flag. Travis Kremborg takes a huge lead. That might be a penalty, though. I remember the race control saying at the start of the race, it's on green. All restarts are all in green. Travis Kremborg, however, commanding lead going into turn 3 and 4. You can just see the rotation through the center. The 9 of Carson Sherman under attack from the 01 of Brady Gunther. Chevy in that 411 up to P4. However, the 01 all over the back bumper of this 9. And the FR8 is pronounced freight. So my apologies to everybody as we have a caution out on the racetrack. 10 spins down the back straightaway, looking at a Ballin TV replay of what happened. 10 dives it into turn 3 and 4. Coming down the front straightaway, side by side with that 97 machine. A few blinks from a few drivers. And then coming out of turn 2, just loses it. So no contact, thankfully. Just spun it on their own. And the 10 car was given an EOL penalty, so the 10 car will be starting at the tail end of the field. Travis Kremborg, Carson Sherman, Brody Gunther, Chevy and Wyatt Youngblood round out the top 5. Axel Smith, Jacob C. Clayton, Billy Snodgrass, AJ Nichols, who won the B main, and Aiden Slight Tom. He's now up into the top 10. 32 laps to go. The laps are going to click by quick. If we can get this green flag racing going. Lights on the pace car are out. Going to line them up 2 by 2 and send them once again. 31 laps to go here tonight. 30 to go when we hit the stripe. Running about 16-second flats for lap times. Travis ran a 16:003 in practice, but was not the fastest in qualifying. But it's the fastest on track right now after the 2 front runners get into it early on. Lights on the pace car will be out this time, so we'll have 30 laps to go and then 29 when we hit the stripe. Seen good racing so far with these young gentlemen, but we just have to keep it clean and green. Everybody wants to see what these kids are made of, be able to show off their talents. 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. The iRacing pace car will pull off into 3 and 4 they come. And now we wait for the green flag, and there it is, green flag. Travis Kremborg be able to clear by a car length once again, side by side, and we got another yellow already. Have to go back and take a look at what happened. A lot of contact throughout the pack. And I know as a driver, this can be frustrating right as you want to get into a groove. You cannot. People just keep making decisions that aren't for the best, but that's okay. As we're taking a look at the Ballin TV replay. Going down into turn one, we're not seeing anything crazy so far. Caution's out at that moment. Don't see anything on the racetrack. We will ask race control what the caution was. It was not a manual caution thrown by the admins. It was an iRacing caution, so I don't know if someone who blinked out was spun around on track and iRacing counted it or what, but we will get a confirmation from race control what that caution was. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Again, a lot of people watching, 75 people watching. If all of you guys could please like and subscribe to Ballin TV for all of our future events. We cover next gen races. We cover all sorts of stuff. Caution came from the car 101 out on the racetrack. That is the confirmation from race control. 27 laps to go. And again, the Freight Racing SpeedU Race for a Ride contest underway here tonight. And again, we'll be going all the way until October 19th, where we'll have the Legends Car Championship to see who will get to race in the spring of 2026 in a Legend car. Fully paid for. Great opportunity for these young gentlemen. Thank you to SpeedU and Freight Racing. Freight Racing located out of Georgia. And all of our other sponsors we want to thank as well, that you will see rotate in the upper right-hand corner throughout tonight's action. 2 by 2 once again. Can we get a green flag run to show off the talent of these young gentlemen? 25 laps to go, 24 laps at the stripe. Into turn 3 and 4 again they come. Green flag is out. Travis Kremborg again with a great restart as he dives it down into turn 1. 2 by 2 behind him. The 9 and the 01 of Brody Gunther still battling. We see a car disappear off screen. Never mind. That 17 machine trying to make his way back up there after some trouble early on. Start to single file out. 2 by 2 from 6 on back. 411 of Chevy. He's trying to get up there. Travis Kremborg has a 2-3 car length lead now over the rest of the field. That 9 machine of Carson Sherman, he's got some pace. Billy Snodgrass looking to the inside of the 33. Can't get it to happen. Battle for 6 between Axel, Jacob, AJ, Billy, and Aiden. 22 laps to go, now 21 laps to go. That 9 car, Carson Sherman, fastest lap of the race. He's making up some time on Travis Kremborg, but it looks like he just got passed by the 01 of Brody Gunther. He was absolutely hauling and then made a mistake coming up off of 2. Alex Kremborg out to a 6 car length lead, but that 01 is trying to hunt him down 0.5 of a second, 0.4 of a second. It looks like the 01 has good drive in, better exit off as we have a caution out on the racetrack. Take a look to see what exactly happened. Under caution once again here tonight. Taking a look at the Ballin TV replay. Looking at the 15 machine coming up off of turn 4. Going into turn 1, that's where that tricky banking is, and the 101 gets around in front of him, and that's what's going to trigger the caution. With such a short amount of space to work with at a track like this, that's what's going to happen. The 101 gets loose on exit, and he was around just enough for iRacing to trigger the caution since there was a person behind him. So that's the second time tonight the 101 has brought out a caution. He was given an EOL penalty. He will start at the back of the pack. Got a few cars out already. Only 3 cars have DNF'd so far. And man, what a position for these guys up front. Travis Kremborg, Brody Gunther, Carson Sherman. I mean, these guys started behind two of the fastest cars that we had seen all night. They get into each other in turn one, lap one, spin each other out. And it goes from there. Bentley Thompson, who is involved with that, he's up there in P12 now, recovering nicely. And right behind him in P13, Chase L. Pierce, another one who is involved on that lap one incident. He's making his way back up. 2 by 2. Coming down the back straightaway. 16 laps to go. 15 at the stripe. Pace car's going to pull off once again. The 01's going to give a little bit of a side tap to the 5, and there goes the 5 once again. Green flag is out. Travis Kremborg with another crazy restart. Carson Sherman in tow behind him, followed by the 01 of Brody Gunter. Looking back in the pack, there's the 17 of Chase L. Pierce. He's trying to make his way back to the front to the inside. It's that 33 of AJ Nichols who won the B main. Now we're looking at the 99 of Billy Snodgrass. He's trying to make up spots. The 33 to the inside of the 17 again. No luck. Chase Pierce is a fast race car driver. So we're looking at the battle for 8. Looks like the 33 is going to get it done. The fastest car all night, getting passed by the B main winner. And that's a big story. Started P1 and unfortunately got involved in a wreck on the first lap. Travis Kremborg up by 0.2 of a second. Brody Gunter ran the fastest lap of the race in P3. And now looks like the 01 of Brody looking to the inside of Carson here up front. And that 17 car still getting passed. I think there's a lot of damage on that machine. But with 12 laps to go, we focus on up front. Bump to the back bumper of the 9 from the 01 of Brody Gunter. 11 laps to go. Travis Kremborg. 2 car length lead over the 9. Looks like he has better drive in, but the guys behind him have better drive off. And man, the 01 is all over that 9, just waiting on them to make a mistake. A little bit of a bobble right there from the 9. Brody's going to peek his nose to the inside. You can't get all 4 tires on that grass as we have a yellow flag. And we will rack them once again here tonight. And to go back and look at the Ballin TV replay. Taking a look at the replay. Few cars off pace. And there's the car spinning out on the front straightaway. That's the 51 machine. Someone in chat asking, how is Wyatt Youngblood 21st so confused? Well, on live scoring, it says that he's 21st, 1 lap down, maybe involved in a wreck early on. And remember, anytime, whether someone hits you or you hit someone, both cars that are involved in the wreck will be given an EOL. Wyatt Youngblood scored P21, 1 lap down. And we have 8 laps to go, and these laps have ticked off very, very quickly. Thank you to everybody watching once again for Ballin TV's coverage of the Freight Racing and SpeedU Race for a Ride contest. I'm Brandon Edstrom and DJ Lyon, the producer here tonight. Make sure to like and subscribe. As for all the fans watching who are interested in this, we will be providing coverage for it all the way until the conclusion in October. We're 2 by 2, 6 laps to go now. When we go back racing, we'll have 5 laps to go. Travis Kremborg, Carson Sherman, Brody Gunter, Chevy Romeni, Axel Smith, all drivers who have a shot at this race. Going into turn 3 and 4, the 9 car pulls ahead and tries to play the side door game with the 5 car, makes a mistake, and they're wrecking on the front straightaway, and we'll have another caution, I bet, with a car turnaround, but we stay green for now. Coming down the back straightaway, the 01, who's been the fastest car, at least with what the scoring says, has a chance to make a move on him. Can he get there? Can the 5 machine bring it home? 4 laps to go. Brody Gunter, 0.2 of a second. We have a spinner on the back straightaway. Caution comes out. And what an interesting thing for that. Oh, it's AJ, the winner of the B main, who had a good run all night, gets around. We're going to go to a replay, and then I want to talk about what happened on that restart. Taking a look at the replay of the 33 here. Coming up out of turn 2, just gets it loose, too much power too soon. Now I want to talk about what happened on that restart between the 9 car and the 5 of Travis Kremborg. It looked like the 9 machine knew from all the previous restarts that the 5 car was going to take off at some point. And I don't know if the 9 car came down or what, but it looked like the 5 car had his left sides on the white line, and the 9 car was maybe trying to give him a little bit of a bump, let him know that he's there or something. And then out of nowhere, the 9 car just got loose out of the way, and we went green, and everybody went by. So very interesting. All right, we're in overtime now. Green, white, checkers. 3 attempts. We're in attempt number 1 right now. So what will have to happen is we'll take the green flag. If any flag comes out before the white flag, we'll stack them up once again. But if the leaders make it back to the white flag, next flag will end the race. 5 car who's led the most laps, the 01 who has the fastest lap. Who will win this race? The first race for the Freight Racing SpeedU Race for a Ride contest. Will it be Travis Kremborg? Will it be Brody Gunter? Will we see a dive bomb for one of the boys in the back? Jacel Pierce is now on the outside, coming all the way back from getting spun out. Pace cars going to head off, and here we go. 2 by 2, waiting for the leader to start. Green flag. Oh, and Brody gets a horrible start on the outside. That's going to hold up Chase Pearson. We have a car around on the front straightaway again. Another solo spin, and we will do it all over again. This is a 51 machine again. Coming up out of turn 4 on the restart, just looped it. And Seat Time Sims entered all of tonight's drivers in a drawing for their choice of a new Moza R5 bundle or $400 cash to upgrade their sim by random draw prior to the main. So that is pretty neat, and we will announce that winner at the end of the race. So we will have to see who wins that. That's going to be nice. A new R5 bundle or $400 cash to upgrade their sim. So we will have to see who wins that. All right, attempt number 2 of 3. Lights on the pace car are not off, so we'll go around one more time. Thank you to everybody in chat. Kelly Coffee popping up in chat. The moms are here. My Madre. Alex Coffee's Madre in here. What a throwback to the WRL days when me and Nick used to call that league. And now me and Nick have the honors of calling the Moonshiners Racing League. Which you can catch coverage of that here Wednesday nights. Mystic Racing League as well. Friday nights. One of the largest NASCAR Heat 5 leagues of all time came over to iRacing. And then you have Alex Coffey, one of the admins in Race Control, who helped put all of this together in his league on Wednesdays. But if you hit that bell notification and that like button and subscribe, you will always know when we will be going live here at Ballin TV. 2 by 2, lights on the pace car are out. Here we go. Green, white, checkered. The 01 tries to get a good start, but Travis on that inside gets a good start yet again. The green flag is back out. Brody Gunter clears himself of the 97, but the 97 shows a nose in P2. Travis Kremborg pulling away down the back straightaway. Into turn 3 for potentially the second to last time. Coming up off of 4. White flag is out. This race is official. Into turn 1 for one more time. Travis Kremborg the youngin from Long Island, New York. He wants this. He'll have the most points heading into race number 2, and he's done it. The 5 of Travis Kremborg wins at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the first race of the Freight Racing SpeedU Race for a Ride contest. What an absolute race. The 22 and 17 getting involved lap 1, and Travis led the whole way from there. What an absolute race. But before we speak with these top 3, we're going to send it to a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll hear from your top 3 here tonight.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Charlotte Motor Speedway, where the race has just concluded. But before we get into results, like I said before, Seat Time Sims entered all of tonight's drivers in a drawing for their choice of a new Moza R5 bundle or $400 cash to upgrade their sim by random draw prior to the main. And tonight's winner for that is Carson Sherman. He has drawn to be the winner. So if he could please make his way to the Discord and get in contact with Alex Coffey in race control, they'll get all that figured out. Congratulations, Carson Sherman. And now for the results of tonight's race. Travis Kremborg bringing it home P1 after leading almost every single lap. Brody Gunther, Axel Smith, Chase L. Pierce, who had that early spin, and Billy Snodgrass round out the top 5. Jacob C. Clayton, Carson Sherman, who made that mistake on the second to last restart. Everett Larson, Aiden Slightum, and Cole Bennett will round out the top 10. You got Bentley Thompson and Sean Hilkowicz, 11th and 12th. AJ Nichols, who had such a strong performance up until that mistake at the end, finishing P13. Edison Carter and Ethan Hicken rounding out the top 15. Lucas Hayes, Ty Dorn, Cameron Ledoux, Chevy Romeni, Jonathan Weaver rounding out 20. And then the last 4, Wyatt Youngblood, Chandler Galliman, Jackson, Burnett, and Lucas McFall. Well, unfortunately, we don't have all of the top 3. Brody Gunter's not here, and Alex Smith is not here in the Discord. Oh, well, now Carson Sherman is in the Discord to get a hold of Alex Coffey, so congratulations again, Carson. But the only person we got to interview tonight is your winner, the number 5 machine of Travis Kremborg from Southampton, New York. Bud, we were just talking before the race. You were telling me all about what you feel like you need to do, what line you need to have in qualifying. You come out, you execute an early mistake on, you avoided it, and you win the race. Walk me through how you feel and how you got it done.
Yeah, so all through practice and qualifying, I not too confident. I was having a little bit of struggle. Obviously, it was not the fastest car tonight, but as soon as that race started, first lap crash involving Chase L. Pierce and I believe Billy Snodgrass, if I'm not mistaken. Just got around that, kept the car clean, and from there, it was really just staying consistent and staying in front of the guys behind me. Carson and Brody, they put up a good fight, but I just tried to keep the tires under it and be consistent. That's how I knew I was going to at least get a good finish in this race, but turns out we win.
So kart champion at Riverhead multiple times, won a lot of races. You haven't been able to race since. You've always wanted an opportunity, and now you have a platform like this to prove yourself. Now that you have bank and most likely the points lead, how are you going to approach every race from here on out? Are we going to see much of the same, the aggression, consistency, how in the week, and how much does this mean to you to be able to have an opportunity like this?
Yeah, so like you said, I don't race anymore. I don't have the money to. It's just way too expensive out here where I live. But to be able to come on here and have an opportunity like this, it really means the world to me and my family, because they want nothing more than to see me race in real life and succeed. But as far as future races, I'm just going to come into it the exact same. I know I have to be consistent, get into the top 7 of those points at the end of the season, and really just take it race by race and do what I know I can do.
Well, Travis, before we let you go, who do you have to thank who helps you get it done?
Yeah, so I have to thank my mom and dad. They let me sit on this computer for hours at a time and race, do events like this. So I got to thank them, of course. And then really, I just got to thank everyone who's involved in this whole deal. Alex Coffey, GR8, and yeah, everyone involved, really.
Travis Kremborg, the Appalachian State commit. He'll be heading down there in the fall. Travis Kremborg, congratulations. Good luck in the future races, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Travis Kremborg, but it turns out Al and Brody have made their way in here. So now we're going to the man who finished in to Brody Gunther. It's Brandon Edstrom up in the Ballin TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, on tonight, one position short of getting it done, but I have no doubt in my mind that we will see you three and the two boys who wrecked early on up front a lot this season. What does this mean to you to be able to have this opportunity, and how does it feel coming home second tonight?
Well, it's pretty amazing to be able to do this and actually be as fast as I was, since the Legend car is probably one of my worst cars out of my entire iRacing selection that I own. So I'll take the second, especially taking home the fastest lap of the race, which I managed to hang on to. Just, yeah, like you said, one short. It seemed like the name of the game was starting first. Just came up short on that. I feel like in that lap 1 wreck and missing out part in a bumper's width of getting the lead from it. So I'll take being able to fight and defend off to take second out of all that.
Absolutely. Now, having an opportunity like this for a full paid Legends ride potentially, when everything comes down to it, what does that mean to you to have that opportunity to potentially go race on NASCAR weekend in Atlanta, Georgia?
Well, it'd be amazing, yeah, to be able to do that. And like you said, I think the cost part is the main thing for me, being able to race with it all being paid for. So that would be really amazing. Plus, like you said, the event side of that, Atlanta is one of probably the biggest Legend tracks, just probably what they with Charlotte. So it'd be amazing to go for. That is my plan and hope. But the main thing is just learning and building connections. I feel like the best I can through this.
All right, Brody, before we let you go, who do you got to thank that helps you get it done?
I guess my real life team, 510 Racing, my mom and dad for helping, me able to do iRacing. I guess that's kind of it.
All right, buddy. Brody, congratulations on the P2. I know we'll be hearing from you more later on down the line. Congratulations. Look forward to hearing you from again soon.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, and then rounding out your top 3, the 97 of Axel Smith. Axel Smith and Edstrom up in the Ballin TV booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Strong run for you tonight, buddy, in that 97 machine. Couple of points where you were getting beaten and banged up throughout the pack. How did you keep it clean and manage to come up and finish up here in P3?
Honestly, I think it was mostly just staying on the inside line, because when I was all the way in the beginning of the race, when I was on the outside line, it was just horrible. I couldn't pass anybody. I was getting passed left and right. It was around lap 10, I think. And it was one of the next restarts after that. Once I got in the inside line, I just kept on passing people. And especially with the cautions, that definitely helped, because my tires were getting pretty burnt up in the in the end of the race. But honestly, it was a pretty good race. Definitely not what I was expecting. I thought I was probably just going to get wrecked on one of the first few laps after watching the heats and the consolation race. And I'm definitely happy about getting a P3. I think I started 5th and definitely happy about a P3.
Well, Axel, I asked this question to everybody else. Freight Racing and SpeedU putting this together, what does it mean for someone like you to have an opportunity to be able to go out there and win for a paid race and go race on NASCAR weekend in Atlanta, Georgia?
Definitely would be awesome. Obviously, my dream is to be in NASCAR, and especially being out in front of the crowd in a Legends car would just be awesome, because I don't have any go-karts or anything like that. I don't have real racing experience except for rental karts, and it would definitely be awesome. I would really be excited to have that opportunity.
Well, Axel, before we let you go, who do you got to thank that helps you get it done?
Definitely my parents for paying for iRacing, because I couldn't be here without iRacing. So definitely got to thank them. Thank my family for being supportive. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, Axel, thank you so much, bud. We know that we'll hear from you more down later on the line. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations on P3.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, buddy. All right, and that's gonna do it. We got the results out of the way. We interviewed the top 3. Once again, I'm Brandon Edstrom and DJ Lion from the production truck here on Ballin TV. Make sure to like and subscribe. We want to thank Freight Racing and SpeedU once again for this Race for a Ride contest. An absolute blessing for these young gentlemen to go out there and fight for a chance to have a fully paid ride. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. God bless you all. Respect each other, and we'll see you later on down the line 2 weeks from now for the next Freight Racing Race for a Ride. Have a good night, everybody.